Hi fellow book lovers, this is Book Loving Mama, and today I have a book review for you. I want to start off by saying I am reviewing this whole series. There'll be separate videos for each book, but this series is in my top 10 of all book series I've read. I've read a lot. This book series was one of my favorites. This was such a roller coaster. Each book, there was times I was laughing. There was times that I was bawling, that I was so emotional that I couldn't even read it. I had to take a minute and gather myself. There were so many emotions. And I am talking about For You I'd Break. This is the first of the series. Hannah Jordan as an author, she is exceptional. Exceptional is the only way I can explain it. The way she builds her characters, the way she's built this small town, and the way she intermingles real life situations that are relatable, that it touches your heart, has made this book 5 out of 5 stars. I highly recommend this book in this series. So let's break it down. Let's start with book 1, For You I'd Break. We have Cal and Rowan. Rowan left the small town. She went and got a job and made a name for herself and got married. And 2 years later, found her husband and her boss in a compromising position, if you will. She rushed out and she got hit by a Segway. And it hurt her badly. She was in the hospital. She has major spine injury. And she is brought back in her sister's hearse. Yes, you heard me right, in her sister's hearse, which we get to know more about her in another book, and just her sister is awesome. That is where a lot of the humor comes from. But she comes home and she's there to lick her wounds a little bit, but she's there to heal and then ideally get back onto her life. That's her plan. She ends up needing physical therapy, and her physical therapist is Cal, which she had a major crush on when she was in high school. And he didn't even know she existed. So now they live next to each other on the same street. Her brother actually is his dog sitter. So their families already have this connection, as of course it's a small town. So of course they do. And now all of a sudden he's realizing, how did I not know who she was? And they have an attraction. Now, Cal is a broken soul himself. When he graduated from high school, his best friends and him were in a car after a party, and there was an accident and they lost one of their best friends. Cue the tears. I know, such an emotional part when you hear about his story and you hear about his feelings even years down the line of this trauma that just has never healed. And of course, he's not letting himself and he's blaming himself. Just heart-wrenching. But we get to see them grow as characters. Of course, it has some steamy scenes. Of course, you have a happily ever after. You have this romance, but it is a slow burn. They find themselves before they can find each other, which is something that I really love. Sometimes with these romances, it's unrealistic in a way to where everything is just better as soon as they meet each other. Not in this book. They meet each other. Yes, they start to help each other. Yes, they grow relationship and feelings, but they realize that they both have to take care of themselves first. And that is such a nice, refreshing take on a romance. So if you are looking for a romance, do not pass this up. I hope you are going to love it as much as I do. There are 4 books in the series. 3 of them are out later on this year. The 4th one comes out, and I will review the other 2. So, keep it here. They do have the dual point of views, which if you've watched any of my reviews, you know I love myself a dual point of view book. And you really get to know not only these 2 characters, but the whole town. And it shows you the characters of the next 2 coming books. So make sure that you read these in order. Comment if you've read this, or after you read this, comment and let me know what you thought, if it really touched you as much as it did me.